What is going on, crypto peeps? I hope you guys are having a good day and a good Friday. It's been about a week since I uploaded. I apologize for that. I've been busy with traveling and work and stuff, so please don't hold it against me too much. Let's get right into it. Before, I wanted to discuss the only 3 cryptocurrencies that are actually up for 2018, at least out of the major ones. Let us do a quick market update. There are some important indicators to highlight with Bitcoin at the moment. About a week ago, I highlighted this death cross right here. And this is where the 50 and the 200-day moving averages converged, the 200 being the yellow and the 50 being the blue. And this is generally a bad sign. I mean, in traditional markets, this is where we see the sell-off start happening, right? And what this means is that the market sentiment is really low. So this means that Bitcoin recently, over the last 50 days, right, this blue line has performed on average much worse than it has over the last 200 days. And so this is a good foretelling of market sentiment, right? And if you take a look at the volume bar since a death cross, you'll see that we do have these tall red volume bars. There's definitely more red than green here, which backs the hypothesis that we do usually expect to see sell-offs after the death cross occurs. To what extent this death cross will maintain or the sell-offs will maintain, you can't really predict extent. You can predict trends. There is definitely a clear downtrend that's occurring right now, and you could see it here. I mean, you don't even have to draw a trend line. You could see it with your own eyes. This actually looks like a typical downward triangle right here, which is not a good sign. Obviously, that's a bearish sign, along with these other indicators. So you'll see that the volatility is up. Is going up, which usually means if you look in the past with this volatility measure, the more it goes up, the more price goes down, and vice versa. This right here is a measure of longs versus shorts contracts on Bitfinex. I did a whole video about this. I'll link to it again for your reference if you missed it. But this right here shows that the market sentiment is waning for Bitcoin, right? There aren't many long contracts coming in. And this usually indicates a further decline or at least a stagnation at current price levels. Stochastics looks like it has a little bit more to go before any sort of converging happens and a reversal to the uptrend occurs. So we could continue to see Bitcoin's price fall below 6,600, which is what it's currently at right now. Let me just pause here real quick and say that if you have any questions regarding technical analysis, or you'd like to further advance your knowledge about certain indicators, how to read charts, how to draw trend lines, etc., and you're interested in one-on-one coaching, there is a link to the Patreon in the description. Hit that up if you're interested, of course. We do one-on-one video sessions that usually last around an hour or so. All right, back to the program. So with Bitcoin, we are seeing the need to redraw our support line lower and lower because it is now closing at lower lows. For the first time, if you have this set to if you have your candle set to UTC, for the first time, Bitcoin closed below 6,800, which hasn't happened since November 14th of 2017. And that was yesterday's candle, which closed at 67.85. Today's looks like it's, I mean, it has a few hours left. So, time will tell, but it looks like it'll close at around 6,600 something. So we haven't seen prices this low on the closing bars since November of 2017. It's important to know that what Bitcoin is actually trying to do right now is find its real value in the market, right? There hasn't really been any stability. We had this long sideways trading range in 2017, between $1,000 and $2,000, and then you had the September, October run up, and then the parabolic rally that happened between November and December. So this right here, I mean, this is all outlier pricing, right? This wasn't a long-term trend. And so falling down from those highs, from those anomalies, Bitcoin right now is trying to find its real price. If you take a look at the relationship between Bitcoin price and volume, you'll see that this is what over the last 6 months, there is a heavy correlation between price and volume. This blue line right here being price, and obviously these bars being the volume bars. So you'll see that volume and price are inextricably tied. The reason that I bring that up is because if you look at historic volume, where is that I pulled up? If you look at historic volume, right now we are currently trading, between 5 and 6 billion a day. That seems to be the normal trading range for Bitcoin in March and April. if you look at before the parabolic run up that happened in December, right? So in December is where we saw, volumes of 13 billion and 14 billion. And I think we even saw a few days of 20 billion. Yeah, right here. This is in January. Yeah, January 5th, January 4th, January 3rd. You'll see 23 billion, 21 billion. So before that parabolic run, again, that anomaly where we had just, a bunch of people come into the market who weren't even traders, you really didn't have a long period of trading in the 5-6 billions like we do today. It was basically just the second half of November, really. So half a month, we traded at volumes that we are currently seeing for March and April. And during that time, Bitcoin was, between $6,000 and $9,000. Again, we were on a steady uptrend, so it's not an exact parallel. But in terms of the pricing that we see today, which is in the mid 6,000s, that historically correlated to much lower volume than we see today, right? So Bitcoin was trading between the $5,000 and the $7,000 range on much lower volume than we see today. Like this is 2.3 billion, 3.1 billion, 2.3 billion. So it's somewhere between, the high 1 billions to 3 billion. Based off of that, you could make a deduction that Bitcoin is underpriced currently based on the amount of volume it's doing. Again, we don't have a ton of, this is still a young market. And, the parabolic run that we saw at the end of 2017 is an anomaly. That's not normal. So there's only so much that you can glean from that data and use it in your analysis. Based on the indicators, I do think that Bitcoin does have a little bit more to drop, unfortunately, based on the rising volatility, the decreasing number of long contracts, the MACD now converging in the wrong way, this downward triangle right here, the death cross still being in effect, the fact that we still have a little bit more to go in order to hit the oversold level below 30 on the RSI, the stochastics right here, which is supposed to be a leading indicator, not a lagging indicator like most of these other ones, is saying that, there is still a little bit more to go before we see this convergence right here, and a rally in the stochastic. So all signs are pointing to Bitcoin dropping further. I would target 6K as the next level, just based on the whole number bias that the market usually likes to hang their hat on. And then if we go below 6K, then we'll have to reanalyze from there and see where the bottom truly is. All right, let's get off of Bitcoin for a second and discuss the article that we came here to discuss. There are only 3 large cryptocurrencies that are up in 2018. I found this article on the Motley Fool, and they indicate or specify large, obviously, because there are probably some shit coins that have been pumped and dumped and are up. But these 3 large cryptocurrencies are the only ones that are up in 2018. And those 3 are, number 1, VeChain. We all know about the deal that VeChain signed with BMW earlier. They are definitely looking to branch out and sign more deals. One thing I did not know about VeChain is that it was the first cryptocurrency to pass the cryptocurrency disaster recovery. I didn't even know this test existed. And I read through this. I'll link to this in the article. I read through this in detail, but it is a pretty stringent test. It's like a advanced crash test dummy test for cryptos. It basically tests how well the cryptocurrency stands up to a number of attacks and certain events. So you'll see here there are low risk events, medium risk events, high risk events, such as like a private key compromise, which would obviously be a huge thing for any cryptocurrency. But VeChain was the first to pass that, was the first cryptocurrency to pass this test. I don't have an update currently on how many other cryptocurrencies passed the test, if they did. But I will leave this article in the description because it is really interesting. All right, coming in at number 2 is Tron. This is not really surprising considering all of the good news that Tron has had over the last few days, especially. Tron was listed to Upbit, which is the largest cryptocurrency exchange in Korea. More on that in a second. Also, Tron has fast-tracked its main net launch. If you see here Justin Sun's tweet, they fast-tracked their main net launch by almost 2 months. It was due sometime in July. They have now committed to a date of May 31st. One interesting thing that I saw regarding Tron that I haven't really seen with any other cryptocurrency in the past is the amount of volume and the rate of increase that the volume has seen in one day. So you'll see here that, you know, Tron is steadily between, you know, I don't know what, 200 and 300 million on average in terms of the volume in the last couple of weeks. And then you'll see that on April 4th, the Tron volume was 157 million. It increased tenfold, almost 10 times the volume in one day. I don't think I have ever seen that. It did get listed on Upbit, but that is a bit suspicious to me. I mean, that is definitely a sign of some sort of institutional investors. Upbit, again, is based in Korea. There are some whales, as we like to call them, that do exist in Korea. That could be a factor. I don't know if there is, you know, some insider buyback of some sort, but it did increase tenfold. And if we take a look at Tron's main source of volume in the last 24 hours, you'll see that Upbit is number one here at almost half of the volume being attributed to buyers on Upbit. Binance, not a surprise, coming in at second. But I don't think I've ever seen this a tenfold increase in volume in one day. So that is good, I guess, for Tron. I do find it a bit suspicious, but good for them. And coming in at number 3, no surprise here, is Binance Coin. And I say no surprise because if you follow the trade alerts, you will see that I actually sent out a trade alert for Binance. If you look here at the date, this is March 3rd. And here is the trade alert for Binance. And we are now up from the trade alert 108%. So you'll see here is where I sent the trade alert for Binance. It was on March 3rd. If you bought into the trade alert at the price at that time, you are up now 108%. Obviously, Binance does have a coin burn coming up. They didn't announce it yet on their blog like they announced the last 2 coin burns, but it is expected, based on rumor, to come sometime in mid-April. Could be a bit later than that. And the coin burn is supposed to increase the value of your security in the short term in the same way that a stock buyback would, right? However, in the last 2 coin burns didn't yield those results. The price was stagnant really after the October coin burn and didn't see a rally until the December crypto rally, so it can't be attributed to the coin burn. And then the second coin burn that we saw recently was around January 15th, and we did see a decline from there. Again, that could be because of a decline in the crypto market in general, so it can't really be attributed to the coin burn. However, now we do see this parabolic rally. Binance is also rumored to be introducing fiat to their exchange at some point. So that is definitely going to be a big deal. And it is, you know, continuing to satisfy its customer base. There's a high customer satisfaction rate with Binance. It continues to be one of the largest exchanges in the world. And so after it does add fiat, we could see this price continue to rally. I am looking to take my profits a little bit before the coin burn, because again, we are up already almost 109%. It would be stupid not to take some profits at least. That is it for the market update today. Hope you guys enjoyed the content. Those are the only 3 coins that have seen any improvement in 2018 out of the large cryptocurrencies. And in my humble opinion, all 3 of them are actually good long-term holds. Sign up to the Patreon for the trade alerts and or the one-on-one technical analysis coaching. Hit me up on the Discord. It's 100% free. Click the link in the description to join. Most importantly, guys, subscribe to the channel. Hit that notification bell. If you have any questions, again, you can find me on the Discord. Hit me up. I'm always on there answering people's questions. Live stream coming soon. I'm going to be doing a cryptocurrency giveaway most likely pretty soon as well. Maybe at 20K subscribers. I have not done one in a long time. All right, guys, stay safe out there. Peace.